The blessing I want to lift up in your spirit is this Christmas season, believe God for the impossible. This Christmas season, as you go around enjoying the Christmas festivities and all that, God is sending you an alert from heaven that impossibilities can happen, that God is able to do the impossible. Hello and welcome to another edition of A Moment with the Bishop. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending this moment with me. Well, it's the Christmas season, so let me wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year. Well, for today's episode, I want us to hand around one of my very favorite scriptures, Isaiah chapter number 9, the verse number 6. Isaiah chapter 9, the verse number 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." Well, the Christmas season reminds us of a lot of good things, But for this moment, I want to lift up this blessing in your spirit. The fact that the Christmas season reminds us that God is a God who does the impossible. That God is a God who does the impossible. The Christmas season is a season where God did the impossible. So we say that for with God, all things are possible. For example, it was within the Christmas season that God, who is eternal, God, who is without father and mother, allowed himself to be born and to have a mother on earth. That was an impossible thing. It was never possible for that to happen, but God made it happen. Christmas reminds us that God still does the impossible, because God, who is eternal, reduced himself and emptied himself into the curtains of skin and allowed himself to be born in the womb of a human being. That was impossible. The King of the whole world, the God that holds the world in his hands, entered the world and allowed himself to be born. That is an impossibility, but God allowed it to happen. Christmas season is a season that reminds us again that God is a God of the impossible. The Bible says that God neither slumbers nor sleeps. And yet, Christmas season reminds us that God allowed himself to be born as a child. For unto us a child is born. And as a child, God slept. He allowed himself to sleep. He allowed himself to enjoy the things that human beings enjoy. Example, sleep. All these things are impossible things for God. The blessing I want to lift up in your spirit is this Christmas season, believe God for the impossible. This Christmas season, as you go around enjoying the Christmas festivities and all that, God is sending you an alert from heaven that impossibilities can happen, that God is able to do the impossible. My friend, I don't know what it is in your life that you think is impossible. I don't know what it is in your life that you think God cannot do. I don't know what it is in your life that you think this one is too hard for God. Here is the thing. Is anything too hard for the Lord? This is the Christmas season. And as you remember this festive season, remember that with God, all things are possible. I believe that this Christmas season, God is going to step into your life to make a miracle happen. Something that you thought was impossible. I believe that this Christmas season, God is going to make it possible, because for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. I want to put it this way. Within this Christmas season, for unto us an impossible thing will happen. Unto us a miracle will be born. Unto us a blessing will be given. Unto us something that you have been looking forward for God to do is going to happen. Something that you even thought it was impossible for God to do. Here is the good news I want to lift up in your spirit. This is Christmas. And this is a season that God is reminding you that if he did the impossible, if God became a man for our sake, then there is nothing you are expecting God to do that God cannot do. This is Christmas, and I want you to enjoy Christmas with some faith in your spirit that something good is going to happen for you, that something that looks impossible is going to turn around and is going to be possible. This is Christmas, and I want to lift up in your spirit some faith that believe God that something will change in your life. Believe God that an impossible thing will become possible. Believe God that a negative thing will be changed to be positive. Believe God that something that is far away will come so close to you. Believe God that something you don't qualify for, God will qualify you for it. Believe God. It's Christmas, a season where God reminds us that the impossible can happen, that with God, all things are possible. My friend, I want you to expect the impossible in your family within this Christmas season. Expect the impossible in your business within this Christmas season. Expect the impossible in your health, that sickness, God can heal it within this Christmas season, that financial situation, God can give you a solution within this Christmas season, that whatever it is that looks impossible, here is the blessing I want to lift up in your spirit. For with God, all things are possible. You know why? Because for unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. Unto you a miracle is born, unto you a miracle is given. This is Christmas, so a very Merry Christmas to everybody, and a prosperous New Year. And remember that the impossible still happens, because God is still in the business of doing the impossible. Thank you so much for spending this moment with me. I believe you have been blessed and you are expecting the impossible to happen in your life. Well, remember, you are blessed, so stay blessed.